Hello everybody, Wild Trekker here, and welcome to another episode on the Revenge of the Sea Team server. I'm just laughing because I kind of swapped my weapon over because I didn't want this great thing poking out my back like that because I thought it looked stupid, and then realised that putting this gun in the slot just looks even more derpy. I mean, that is just... these weapons do not fit on the back very well, do they? Yeah, but never mind, never mind. Welcome to another episode here, guys, on the server. We have been busy. We have been preparing to do a lot of things. So if you look over here, my garden is growing awesome now. Look at all those vegetables. I'm not doing very well on food yet, but we've got lots of food to make food. We just haven't done anything with it. But we're going to. What I do need to do, though, is sort out storage. I've got a hole there. Yeah, so we need to sort out storage, and we're going to do something with that today in today's episode. You've probably guessed by the title of this episode here. And I'm just trying to find some dirt. Where's my dirt? There it is. Okay, let's cover that hole up because I think I accidentally broke that earlier, killing Herobrine. I've moved my sheep over here, like a little pink sheep farm, and we've got some Jeb sheep all over the place because we got that from a lucky block. I've got myself a little cactus farm over there, just getting myself some cactus because we're doing some stuff with that as well. But as you can see here, I've got some chests laid out because we got chests up there, we've got them all around here, we've got them in that other sort of biome as well. But yeah, we need to do something. So this is going to be my storage area. I'm just playing around with lights. I'm not quite sure what looks good here, whether it's these lights or these lights up here. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So but I do like them. They look really cool. These I like. They're called fallout lights, I thought. Yeah, inverted green fallout light. They look really cool, but you can't stack them or anything like that with them, but they do go on a wall as well as on there. So let's look at a system for putting this together. Now the system we're going to use is Project Red. I think that's what it's called. And I've had some stuff made up already. If we can open this chest, so you can see here. So it comes with various pipes and chips and that sort of thing, and we're going to get those together. So we've got a simple item transport pipe here, and if we look for the recipe, those, I think they're the most simplest of them. It's just literally some stone and glass, and we can make 16 pipes. That's really cheap. But we're not going to get away with just those. What we also need is these junction pipes, and they're not so cheap. We'll look at the recipe for those in a minute, because if you then look at the interface pipe, is the interface pipe? Yeah, the interface pipe. We need those junction pipes. So the recipe itself is not so bad, apart from that junction pipe in there. And there's a crafting pipe, there's a request pipe as well. Again, it's just that junction pipe and a little bit of stone. So the junction pipe, well, that's kind of important. So for 16 of these, we need this green Illumar, we need this red Illumar, a couple of diamonds, and we also need this infused silicon. Now these Illumars are basically glowstone with dye. So the green one is with green dye, and you know, so on and so forth. So to actually get these, we need red dye, green dye, and we need some other dyes as well. So these Illumar, they're not difficult to make, they're just slow, got to get the dye and that sort of thing, but thankfully I've prepared all that in advance. But this infused silicon, again, so that's red silicon compound which has been fired or smelted, which is made up of this silicon covered with redstone, which is made up of this silicon ball which has been used with a diamond sword to make 8 of them, and that's made by using this sandy coal that's been smelted, and sandy coal is a coal block and sand. So not really resource intensive, fairly easy to make, but fairly labor intensive in terms of making those things. So let's get those sorted out first of all. Let's get this out of our inventory, and we'll put these in, and we're going to show you what we're going to do with them. As I do there, my keyboard's playing up, so I might have to relog it in a minute. But yeah, so we've got these transfer pipes, and the idea about transfer pipes is you can just, you know, like any normal sort of pipe system, you can make a pipe system, transfer stuff around. However, we can't do this because we need a junction pipe here to actually tell it which direction to go and that sort of thing. So that's why we need the occasional junction pipe in here, which is pretty cool. So now that will then decide which way it's going to go. However, once we get to each of these, everything that you want to interact with has got to have one of these interface pipes. So if we want to interact with a chest, then it's got to have an interaction pipe on it, and we know it's connected because that's not only red, but it's got that yellow bit there, which means it's connected. Now we can't put them in between here like this, which would be really cool, because as you can see, the yellow bit is there, so it's connected to this chest but not that chest. So yeah, sadly we can't do that, but that's the way we're going to add them to the chests on here. And I'm going to add them to the front. I could hide this, adding it to the back, but this gives a really cool effect when it's working, and that's what I want to see when we do this. And then the other thing we need is a request pipe, and that goes on the beginning, and that allows us to actually right click on it, and we get all the information about what's in all these chests. So if you think of the ME system, it's a bit like that, because we can right click on this, we'll be able to search for all our things, pull it out, we can request so many things, and I believe so it's going to be awesome. It just means it doesn't matter what's in what chest where, it doesn't have to be any particular order, we will just know it's there. And oh yeah, that's the other thing as well. You see that sort of beam that was going down there every now and then? That's the cool effect you get this, and we get to see the actual items going in as well, which is pretty cool. So I want this system set up here, and we don't have a chest. Let's go and get another chest, and we'll see if we can't put that down. Do we have one in here? No. Well, we had normal chests. I don't want a normal chest. Do we have... Yes, we have one of these titanium chests. That'll do. And was there something else I wanted in there? There was, actually. I'm going to take some of these lab block covers. So, and we'll show you what we're going to do with those. So let's see, if we put this down here, for example, this is going to be our interface. So because it's a chest, so this is going to be our drop off everything to go into the system chest. So when we open this, we can drop things in it, and everything then goes into the system. So the first thing we need is to be able to interact. Where's my other pipe gone? I've lost my... That's gone. Where's it gone? I've lost it. Don't tell me I've got to make another one. No. Maybe it's in my system and I just need to... Oh, there it is, right at the beginning. There it is. Found it. Whew. Right, so what we need is an interface pipe. Because it's an interface, it's a whatever, we've got to add an interface to it. Okay, so that's connected. So anything we put in here now will travel in that pipe. We can then... we'll probably bring this down at this point, and what I'm probably going to plan on doing is this is going to sort of, I won't say exponentially grow down, but we're going to sort of move this down so we can add more to it, so to speak. So you just died. These do seem to give you damage when you kind of go up against them, which is, yeah, very odd. But I'm not sure if you look at the hitbox is slightly bigger than the actual, so it's almost like you get stuck underneath it. But hey ho. So yeah, we're going to build this system so it kind of comes along here. We're then going to divide it that way and then bring up as we do things. So that can't be there because we're going to divide them off. So that needs to be a junction pipe because it's going to be a junction. Yes. There's that cool beam particle effect. And if we take this way, and let's just hook it up to a couple for now, so we don't need a normal pipe. It will need to be a junction because we're going to take things that way as well. And then I guess these need to be interface pipes because they're going to go onto these interfaces there and there. Yeah, that's cool. And we can do the same here. Interface there, there, and there. Okay, so that's how that system works. The other thing we need to do is put in, I guess, a normal pipe there, and then we need this request pipe because we need the request pipe to actually place our orders. But this is now connected to this chest, which we don't want to do because it'll go in that chest, it'll then go out again and go back in the system, and that's no good. But you can connect this to a chest if you want, so it doesn't have to be next to here either. I'm just doing it for convenience, but you could, for example, have a chest above it and have it going into that chest. And this is where these covers are going to come in, because we're going to use these covers to hopefully lock that off, and hopefully we can still open the chest. Yes. So that makes that nice and neat. It's not touching anything. But if we wanted to, we could put a chest to the side or above or whatever, have it connect, and so all items would go into the chest. But because we're going to be stood here pulling the items out, we don't need to do that. They're just going to fall into our inventory. And then, yeah, I'm going to use these to hide this a little bit later on. So we're not going to worry about that at the moment. Now, that's the system half done. However, if I put something in here, so for example, let's put in that white wool, and then we come over to here, we don't see anything. And that's because, in addition to all that stuff, we then need chips. Now we have these already done up. As you can see here, we've got a number of chips in our inventory. Let's get rid of some of this other rubbish that we don't really need. And let's grab these chips. So the way these chips are, we've got a null logic chip. Now this is required for everything. So the null logic chip is up here, and it's very simple to craft. It's a bit of paper, a bit of gold, and a bit of redstone. So that's relatively cheap. And then from that we can actually make all these chips. So for example, the item responder chip requires one null logic chip and an orange luminar, or rather 4 orange luminar. So that means 8 orange dye per responder chip. And then if we look at the, I think it's the extractor chip, no, the broadcaster chip, exactly the same, but it's magenta. So I need 8 magenta dye, and magenta making dye like that doesn't actually work. Let's come up again. As you know, that's, yeah, it's quite a bit. So okay, it makes 4, but yeah, you need all the other dyes as well to actually do it. So we have got an extractor chip, we've got a responder chip, we've got 4 responder chips, and we've got 4 broadcaster chips. Okay, so what we need these for is, I will show you. So with these chips, we can actually, so if I right click on it, it should bring up the interface. So we've got ways of playing around with this. So it's orientation, extract orientation default, and I think it's got different ways of playing around that. We're not going to do that, but filter's the important thing. By default, items are blacklisted, so that's good. I don't think they need to be whitelisted, I think they need to be blacklisted. I think that's correct. And that's great. And what that should then do is we then right click on this one here, because it's an extractor chip. We are telling it to extract out of there. I think that's how it works. So that means anything that goes in there will then get extracted. So let's right click on there. It puts the chip into this, okay, and that means it will extract things out of that chest automatically. So it's an automatic extraction. Now these things, let's look, you've got the broadcaster chip, let's right click on those, and again and go to the filter mode blacklist, and this one filter mode whitelist. Yeah, so some of them are whitelist by default, which you've got to change to blacklist, but we can, you know, if you really want to go crazy, you can configure these so chests only have certain things or they request certain things, but we're not worried about all that kind of stuff, priorities and everything else. We just want to bung stuff in the system and dump it in there, and that's all we're really concerned with. So all these chips now should be hopefully, in fact I'll double check that, because I right clicked on all 4, so did it configure all 4? That's blacklist, that's blacklist, so that's good. Yeah, so that's all right. So they're all configured together, which does make life a little bit easier, and those are all blacklisted as well. And we need one of these in each. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and we'll do the top one over there, 4, and the same with here, 1 there, 2, 3, 4. Did that go in there? Or did it? Yes, it did. So that's all right. Let's have a look now. If I right click on here, we see our wool. Yes, so we can see our wool. We can request one. One's in there. Submit. Did we get? There's our wool. It came out into our inventory from there, which is fantastic. So that is working. And in theory, if I actually right click on here and put that wool in there, it should. And you saw it go. And I think it went into this chest here. It did. So you saw it go out of there along and straight into that chest, which is awesome. So it does mean that if we've got a load of things, so for example, if we put all these pipes in there, look at them go. Boom, and they're straight into that chest because they're filling that chest up. And they'll just fill that one up first, and then fill the other ones up, and then when we request them, so if we right click on here, we've got them in there, so I can click on those, but I could also search as well, so I could just say show me only wool, which is really awesome because when they get filled up, so we've got those and we want 59 of them, and submit, and then all those 59 should come out of the system, and it did. Fantastic. We have a sort of working storage system, which is really, really awesome. All I need to do now is get this connected up to the rest of it. Just look at all those lovely items all in one place, which is fantastic. It's just going to make life so much easier, and I've literally got everything. I've got all the chests from around there, I've taken the chests from up there. I haven't quite emptied the what they call it, the spectra biome ones yet. I've got that to do, but I'll do that, and then that'll be used as our temporary storage if we're going far away and we can't carry everything. But yeah, and I've kind of come up with a sort of design, if you like, temporary design that goes around this. So we've got our interface here, and if we right click on that, it's a carpenter's hatch. We've got our chest behind to put things in as well, and then just a little bit of crafting stuff here, so I can sit here, request things, craft. Pretty awesome. And yeah, so all these chests are hooked up now on the front anyway. We are going to hook up rear chests. That one I don't think is, because you can right click on these and see the cards as well. So the rear chests are not hooked up yet, and we are getting pretty full. I think there's a couple of empty ones at this end and possibly at this end. Yeah, so we've got a couple of sort of 3 or 4 double chests worth of space, and then we got to put some more in there. But this is just the beginning of the system, because the nice thing about this system, it doesn't need power, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. You don't need power, but we can set these things up anywhere. So for example, over here, our smeltery, we have this where at the moment we've got 9 ingots in there, and if I switch this on, all those 9 are going to go into this casting basin, and they are then going to get pulled by a transfer node into a chest underneath, he says. There you go. So both of these basins and both of these are hooked up with transfer nodes into a chest. In fact, let's just have a quick look under here. Brilliant, it's a nice thing. So there's the chest. If we look in there, I've tested both of them. They're all fully working. Now what we can then do is hook this chest up to here. So let's do that quickly. But what I'm going to do, so we have to have a routed interface pipe, don't we? So and we've got some normal pipes, and we've got some junction pipes, and a cup of tea. In fact, let's just have that cup of tea, because you know what, I think we've earned a cup of tea. We've surely earned a cup of tea doing all of that so far. Right, so what I want to do, I'm going to put this underneath this request pipe, and we're going to put it there so it goes into that chest, and then I'm going to put a junction pipe here because I want to use this to go up here somehow, and then we're going to use this normal pipe to come along here. So if we do that, and we can then hook that up to there. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? We might as well just get rid of this temporarily so we can have a look. So we've got that in there, but I've got a feeling, I know what's missing. We don't have one of these extractor chips. Right click, make sure it's set, And that's something you have to do as well. These won't work unless you right click them. You've got to activate them by right clicking. So if we put that in there, it helps if I actually put the right thing in there as well, doesn't it? We needed a interface pipe, not the other one. There we go, that's better. Let's put the card in there, and then let's put the junction pipe there. Boom, and there's those items, and they're going along, and they're going to find their way into this chest here with the rest of the iron. So that's awesome. Now, the other thing we can do with this very quickly is if we bring this up here, and I kind of don't want it to go against there, but let's have a look. So bring those there. Let's go at the top. What we can do is climb out of here, and in this corner we could add ourselves a request pipe. So this means if we put a request pipe there, for example, and then bring this pipe down, and how do we then bring that along? Oh, we've got some covers, so yeah, if we do that, oh, that's okay, because it won't interfere anyway, will it, because of the type it is. That's the junction pipe, that'll go there. It is going in there. Does that matter? I don't know. I'm going to be safe than sorry, so we're going to stick that in there just so it doesn't connect. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not quite sure how that would interfere with it, to be perfectly honest. So let's come up here. We can then put the cover over that there. We can do the same on that side, same on that side. We can get this here, put it on the front, and it looks like the rest of it, but now if we right click on there, we've got a request pipe, so we can request anything from that system at this point, and we can just put them anywhere, which is awesome. So over at our sort of, didn't mean to do that, over at our, where we've got our sort of witchery area, if you like, where we're doing our magic, we can have exactly the same. We can have a chest like this where we can put things in and we can request things, so we no longer need to be running around. Everything can be stored in one place. If we come here and we go, oh my gosh, we need one of our plates here, let's come in here, have a look for a plate, not in capital letters. Yeah, so we've got large plate. Oh, it's cast, isn't it? So it's cast. So we can grab any cast we want from the system because they're all being stored in there. And actually, I'm going to request those because let's request all, submit. And what other cards have we got? Have we got the other card? What are they called? Oh no, they're chips. That's why. This is the thing I always struggle with is, what are they called? Responder chip, all of them, submit. Yeah, because we'll have those in our inventory in a minute because I'm going to go and put those in there. So and there they are. So it doesn't matter where we are, we've got a system that we can just pull things out wherever we want, and we can cover that up so it's nice and hidden. And then this can be expanded all the way around. My idea with this is we're going to literally have chests all the way around here. It's going to be a sort of a bank of chests that we're going to sort of make over time, and then probably have some lighting behind. You see here I was just trying out these white lamps. I think they might look quite good behind, so I don't know. We shall see. We'll see how it looks when I make quite a few of those up, but there you have it. We have a complete system working with this Project Red, and it is awesome. Once you get your head around it, it's not that complicated to do. It's fairly simple to do, you know, in terms of making it. It's just the crafting side of it is a little bit derpy, if you like. So but yeah, we can now at least put those in there, so we know those top chests will be working. We'll get some more chests out and get those working as well. And the last one, boom. So awesome, fully working system. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Got any questions, please leave a comment below, or just any comments. If you've enjoyed the video, do click on like, and yeah, join us again next time. That derpy gun. Join us here again next time on the Revenge of the C Team server, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now. Bye bye. Bye.